Ready to strengthen your reading comprehension? Take a listen.
Let's be honest. Getting a letter or a call from the IRS, it can be pretty intimidating, right? It feels like this one-way street where they have all the power and you don't. But what if I told you that you have a fundamental set of rights in every single interaction you have with them? Today, we're going to unlock those rights and show you exactly what the IRS is legally required to do for you.
So let's start with a scenario that is, it's frustratingly common. Picture this. You call the IRS for help. You know you're owed a refund, but the agent on the other end of the line just refuses to tell you which form you need to file. So, is that just bad customer service? Or is it something more? Could they actually be breaking the law? That is the core question we are going to get to the bottom of.
Okay, so to figure this out, we first need to kind of pull back the curtain on the IRS itself. Who are you actually talking to on the phone? And where does their power even come from? Well, it turns out it all starts at the very, very top.
Right at the very top of that pyramid is a single person, the IRS commissioner. This person is appointed by the president, and they're responsible for, administering all of the nation's tax laws. Every single policy, every rule, every audit, it all stems from their authority.
Now, of course, the commissioner isn't going to be the one auditing your tax return personally. They delegate that massive authority down to thousands of agents all across the country. So that person you speak with on the phone, they're not just some random customer service rep. They're literally operating with deputized federal power.
And those agents, they come in a few key flavors. You might run into a revenue agent. Their job is to audit your returns and check for accuracy. Or you might be dealing with a revenue officer. These are the folks who collect overdue taxes. And yeah, they're the ones with the power to do things like file liens or even seize property. And then you have the CI special agents. They're the ones who investigate potential tax crimes. So you can see why knowing who you're dealing with is really the first big step to knowing your rights.
All right, so we know who the players are, but what's the rule book? What are the rules they actually have to follow? Well, it turns out it's not some secret internal manual hidden away in a vault somewhere. Nope, it's a public, legally binding document, and it's designed specifically to protect you.
It's called the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, or TBOR for short. And listen, here's the most crucial part. This is not just a list of polite suggestions. IRS employees are legally required to uphold these 10 fundamental rights in every single interaction. Seriously, think of it as your shield.
Okay, let's look at a right that speaks directly to our question, the right to be informed. Now, what does that mean? It means the IRS has a legal duty to give you clear explanations. Their job is to help you comply with the law, not to trap you in some kind of confusing bureaucratic maze. So when you ask for basic information, this is the right that says, hey, you're entitled to that.
And this one is just as crucial. It's the right to quality service. Now, this isn't just about them being, polite. It means you are legally entitled to professional assistance and, here's the key part, to be spoken to in a way you can actually understand. So that agent who's being deliberately confusing or unhelpful, they are directly violating this right, period. And believe me, the protections don't stop there. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights also guarantees your right to appeal an IRS decision if you disagree, your right to privacy, the right to get a representative to help you, and just in general, the right to a fair and just tax system. It really is a comprehensive shield.
Okay, so we've met the players, we've read the rule book. I think it's time. Let's put it all together and finally answer our original question. By refusing to name that simple form, was that agent guilty of dereliction of duty?
And this is where things get really interesting. It's kind of like a two-sided coin. On one side, yes, that agent has a clear legal duty to provide quality service and clear information. But on the other side, the law puts the ultimate responsibility on you, the taxpayer, to file a properly executed claim. That means using the right forms and the right procedures.
So here it is, the final verdict. Technically speaking, that really specific legal term, dereliction of duty, probably doesn't apply in this situation. But, and this is a big but, that does not let the agent off the hook, not at all. Refusing to provide a simple form number is absolutely an administrative failure, and it's a clear violation of your right to quality service and your right to be informed.
Okay, so if your rights were clearly violated, that leads to the next big question, right? Can you fight back? Can you actually sue an individual IRS employee for this kind of thing?
Well, the answer is yes, but it is incredibly difficult. The law sets a very high bar here. You can typically only sue for damages if an employee recklessly or intentionally breaks the law, specifically during the collection of a tax. So an agent just being unhelpful on the phone, while it's definitely wrong, it probably isn't going to meet that super strict legal standard. So if suing isn't a realistic option for most people, what can you do? You don't have to just hang up the phone feeling frustrated and powerless. There are absolutely concrete steps you can take, and that's what we're going to put in your empowerment toolkit right now.
The most important thing to remember is this: you are not powerless. When you feel that an agent is obstructing your claim or violating your rights, you do not have to just sit there and accept it. You have official recourse.
And here's what you do. It's a simple two-step process. First, while you are still on that call, politely but firmly request to speak with a supervisor. Honestly, a lot of the time, that's enough to solve the problem right there. But if it isn't, or if the issue is bigger, your next step is to contact something called the Taxpayer Advocate Service.
So, what exactly is the Taxpayer Advocate Service, or TAS? Now, you gotta hear this. It is an independent organization that exists within the IRS. How cool is that? Their entire job, their whole reason for being, is to protect taxpayer rights and help you resolve problems when the normal channels just aren't working. This is your most powerful resource.
So think about it. We started with one frustrating phone call, and we've ended up with a really powerful truth. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights isn't just some dusty old document. It's a tool, a shield. It exists to protect you in a system that can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes. So the only question left is, now that you know about it, will you use it?
Got in your trunk. Oh, just a spell.